Iris Collins, the overlooked elder daughter in a family that's worshipped her sister Chelsea for decades, finally reaches her breaking point one Christmas. While her sister receives a luxury BMW, Iris is handed a $1.99 piggy bank with $2 inside, a cruel symbol of lifelong favoritism. She leaves home that night, beginning an emotional rebirth that takes her through friendship, therapy, and self-discovery in San Francisco. When she later confronts her family, she demands accountability rather than apology, and ultimately redefines family as those who choose love and respect over obligation. The wrapping paper had barely stopped rustling when silence swallowed the room. Chelsea's squeal still echoed, bright and sharp, bouncing off tinsel and polished floors. The BMW keys in her manicured hand glimmered like small miracles. Dad's laughter filled the air, rich and warm, the kind of laugh that belonged in holiday commercials, not real life. I sat cross-legged on the floor, a small plastic piggy bank on my lap. Pink. Cartoonish. Price tag still dangling from its ear. Mom leaned forward. "Open it, honey," she urged. I flipped it upside down. 2 crisp $1 bills slid out like an insult disguised as generosity. "It's the start of your future home fund," Dad announced, his smile smug. "You're so good with money. Not like some people." He winked at Chelsea, who gasped dramatically, pretending offense. My throat burned, but I smiled anyway, that quiet, practiced kind of smile that hides the ache behind it. "Thank you," I murmured. The words tasted metallic. Outside, through frosted glass, I could see the car gleaming in the driveway, the red bow catching the light like a crown. I thought about the gifts I'd brought, the silver bracelet Mom admired in a boutique window, the leather briefcase for Dad, the camera lens Chelsea wanted. I'd imagined pride, warmth, maybe for once, equality. Instead, the familiar weight settled again. "You don't need as much. You're fine." When I excused myself, no one noticed. Upstairs, the hallway photos smiled back, Chelsea in every frame, my presence fading into the edges. In the bathroom mirror, my reflection stared through me. "You're fine," I whispered. But my voice cracked on the lie. That night, I lay in the dark listening to their laughter downstairs. Each sound was another nail sealing the truth I'd refused to name. Love had always been conditional here. At 2:17 a.m., I got up, packed quietly, and left the house key beside the coffee maker. By 3:42, I was driving through snow, headlights slicing the darkness. Bing Crosby sang about a merry little Christmas as I whispered, "Merry," to the empty seat beside me. And for the first time in my life, the silence didn't feel like punishment. It felt like beginning. The road to Oregon was a blur of frost and headlights, the white lines on the asphalt leading me somewhere I couldn't yet name. Each mile marker peeled another layer from my memory. My phone buzzed, Mom's face. Then Dad's. I didn't answer. Not one message asked, "Are you safe?" Just, "Did you pay the cabin bill?" I laughed, sharp and hollow, as snow began to fall heavier. Every mile, a memory surfaced. Chelsea's pony party. My dollar store decorations. Her Europe trip, my double shifts. "You're so independent," they always said. It was code for "you don't need us." I gripped the wheel tighter. The Toyota hummed faithfully beneath me, the one constant I'd earned entirely alone. When the semi passed, spraying slush across my windshield, my heart seized. For 3 seconds, I couldn't see. For 3 seconds, I understood how easily a life disappears without anyone noticing. I pulled over, forehead on the steering wheel. Tears didn't come, only the realization that I was done being invisible. The phone buzzed again, Monica Perez. Her voice cracked the darkness. "Where are you?" "Somewhere between lost and gone," I whispered. "Then come to San Francisco. You have a home here." For the first time, the word home didn't feel like a lie. 3 weeks later, I was waking to sunlight instead of dread. Monica's guest room was warm, terracotta walls catching the morning glow. I stared at my laptop, the transfer email to the San Francisco office waiting in drafts. My finger hovered over send. Click. 3 hours later, I had a new job, a new life. No one's approval required. Therapy followed, Dr. Levine, gentle voice, hard truths. What word fits what you've carried, she asked. Favoritism, I said. And how does that make you feel? Like I'm worth exactly $2. Each session peeled a layer off my guilt. Each pottery class rebuilt what was missing. Clay under my hands became the shape of control, of softness, of self. When I held my first finished bowl, uneven, imperfect, mine, I realized healing wasn't pretty. It was honest. Then, 4 weeks after Christmas, my parents called. Where have you been? Dad barked. In my own life, I said. And I meant it. 7 months later, I walked into my cousin's wedding rehearsal in Portland. The room stilled. Mom's breath caught. Dad's bourbon froze midair. I wasn't the daughter who fled anymore. I was the woman who returned on her terms. Chelsea approached first, her sparkle dimmed, her smile fragile. You look amazing. How's the BMW? I asked lightly. She looked away. Traded it in for a Honda. The air shifted. My parents hovered in the background, whispering apologies disguised as conversation. When Dad finally cornered me, he said, family sticks together. Only when it's convenient, I replied. He frowned. We always supported you. With $2, I said softly. And an entire lifetime of absence. The words hung there, undeniable. The library door closed behind me. My parents sat waiting, Chelsea by the window. Iris, Mom began, we're selling the house. Your father's lost his job. It's time we fix this family. Fix. The word was a scalpel. I brought something, I said, setting down a photo album and a folder of statements. Page by page, truth unfolded, the birthdays, the vacations, the funded dreams for one daughter and the self-reliance demanded of another. Dad's voice cracked. You were always capable. Being capable shouldn't mean being unloved. Then I placed the piggy bank on the table and opened it. Dozens of $2 bills fluttered out, scattering across the wood. One for every week I remembered my worth, I said. This isn't revenge. It's math. They didn't speak. Family therapy. Respect. Boundaries, I finished. That's the cost of reconciliation. I left the piggy bank's contents behind, a currency they finally had to count. A year later, sunlight poured through my San Francisco apartment, real pine scent, not artificial. Friends gathered around my table. Monica raised her glass. To Iris, who builds bridges no one else could. Elliot's hand brushed mine. And to the woman who learned that strength doesn't mean doing it alone. My phone buzzed. Chelsea's video call. Dad's 90 days sober, she said. Mom volunteers now. We're trying. I smiled softly. So am I. When the call ended, I looked at the piggy bank on the mantel, filled now with new bills, new meaning. Worth isn't what others give you. It's what you stop accepting less for. Outside, San Francisco glowed. And for the first time, I didn't feel like I'd run away from home. I'd built one.